Men. Would you only talk to girls you're interested in? And how do I know if that's the case? Most men who randomly approach you think you're attractive on some level. Half of the replies in this thread are pretty optimistic. On the whole, it's probably just friendly line of thinking. But honestly, if random male attention were so platonic, why is that women are on the receiving end of it far more than other men? The answer is, because the attention isn't platonic at all. Exactly, it's about intention vs expectation. Most men will be friendly with a woman not expecting it to be reciprocated, but the intention is to open the possibility. Hadder, I'm just being a friendly dude. Ik now, unless, apostrophe. A male friend of mine told me that every guy who talks to me, asks me questions, or keeps the conversation going, is obviously into me. Meaning that when a guy acts friendly towards a girl, it automatically means they're interested in them either sexually or romantically. He also said that girls can only have genuine guy friends if they're gay. A male friend of mine. Now the question is, which one is he? Would you only talk to girls you're interested in? No. I talk to women when I have a reason to. What I talk with them about, how long, and if this happens again, that depends on whether I'm interested in her. You're clearly young, and some of the things being said are clearly wrong. Men and women can be friends obviously. It's not a straightforward answer. People are complicated. That said, if you are an attractive woman, particularly in your early 20s, most men that talk to you will hold some sort of sexual or relationship interest. You will have doors opened for you. Lots of people will be nice. You might get offered jobs and opportunities. This is the prime time for you. You have the pretty and young privilege. Almost every attractive woman I've dated has had at least one male or a biter that I could clearly see secretly loved her. The woman in every case didn't see it one bit, and he's just the great friend that's always there for me. Almost every attractive woman I've dated has had at least one male or a biter that I could clearly see secretly loved her. The woman in every case didn't see it one bit, and he's just the great friend that's always there for me. Meanwhile, the poor idiot dude doesn't realize he's spinning his wheels, as the girl probably isn't remotely interested. Bonus points if she's actually lesbian. As you see from the variety of responses, different people are different. So that guy friend admitted that he's into you, or that he's gay, yeah, or that. Honestly, I'm so shy and awkward I tend only to talk to the ones I'm not interested in. The ones I fancy get my best mumbling and eye contact avoidance. This is pretty common actually. This is more true when you are younger. As you mature and men get less obsessed with sex, then a true male/female friendship is more likely. That being said, some of the best relationships come from that kind of friendship. It's complicated. As you mature, men get less obsessed with sex with you. Men age like wine. Women age like milk. In general that is true, because when I talk to someone it's one of three things. 1. Just having fun, chatting. I like talking. 2. I'm interested in them, romantically. 3. Exchanging information, asking about certain things, etc. For example, today I was playing cards with friends and this girl I know seemed to be bored because she couldn't play. We could only have 4 players in this game. So I decided to chat with her to bring her mood up a little. But I was not interested in her. I'm cordial with everybody, but I don't go beyond small talk with most women, unless they're a select few relatives or professional acquaintances. It's not something I do on purpose. I just genuinely have no interest in platonic friendship with most women. Lots of us are like this by default. So it's hard for us to imagine that other men aren't the same way when they start orbiting our lady. I have no interest in platonic friendship with anyone a priori. I don't look at someone and say, hey, I want to befriend them. The result is that the only reason I'll talk to someone is because Cupido shot his arrow into my awesome shit. And I'm hetero, so it only happens for women. Depends. TBH. I'm engaged and come from a yapping extroverted family. So learn to talk to everyone all the time about literally whatever. Because the world is a friendly place if you let it be. I have been mistaken for flirting before. When I was single, if I did what this post describes, It's probably from at least a passing level of attraction. I wish life was like this though, that people are chatting to each other because everyone's happy, and sunshine and rainbows. Lol. It really depends on where you live. Places like this exist. You just don't want to live there for other reasons or mayo. Clearly your male friend is interested in you, but he's a bit of an ass. Many of us talk to girls just because they are often interesting people, even if we don't want to bang. This isn't true. You know the difference. You need better male friends. Edit. So wait. It kinda sounds like your male friend was telling on himself a little bit. No, he might not be. It all depends on the context he sees her in. I talk to people because it's fun to get to know them, whether I know they are attractive or I'm attracted to them or not. People in the comments saying not true all the time, yeah, but it most certainly is true most of the time. You guys pretending like the exceptions to the rule invalidate the overwhelming majority of cases isn't useful to Opus. You're confusing her. If some random bozo keeps finding ways to continue the conversation going, he probably likes you. Guys very rarely do that kind of stuff to other guys. If this is a semi-consistent thing for you, you're either a statistical anomaly or they want something. He definitely has a point. Men, unfortunately more so than women, won't interact with women as friends if they don't have any attraction to them as a general rule. So if you're getting multiple men carrying conversation with you, it's a very good sign you're attractive. Lol. Good problem to have. I find the exact opposite of this to be true. Maybe it's because me and my friends have always been more nerdy and scared of pretty women. I find it really easy to talk to and be friends with women who I'm not attracted to. There's no pressure because I'm not trying to date them. I can just relax and be myself. With women who are too attractive, I'm just intimidated and won't interact with them at all. Same. I would say that the women I talk to the most are the ones I'm not interested sexually. If I'm shy around a girl, there's a higher chance I'm into her. Nope. I have something like 5 really close friends. Out of those 3 are women. We've been friends for something like 15 years now, and I've never been sexually interested in them. Also, I'm not gay. Sounds like you are mature. One of my closest friends is a woman. We did a course together and worked well as a team, so we've kept in touch. She knows aspects of my work that people who haven't worked in the field don't understand, so she is a good person to talk to. She is attractive, smart and kind, but even if I was single, I don't think anything would happen between us because there are areas that make us good friends but would be yes in a partner. Men and women can just be friends. You don't think anything would happen, which means you aren't 100% sure. Congratulations. You admitted you're a little attracted to your friend and proved Op's friend right. Women are naturally attractive to men. Most women are beautiful. Who cares? They're people first with thoughts and feelings that define them more so that their looks ever can. Unless they are completely valid, of course. Being attracted doesn't equate to being interested. If my brother had an attractive wife, I'd have no interest, even if I did think she was good looking. I'm sure lots of dads are well aware that their daughter is beautiful without being gross. I see. You're one of those types that regurgitates basic concepts and thinks you're saying something clever and deep. Allow me to shut down your wall of text with one sentence. I don't think anything would happen between us. That means there's a non-zero chance, and it goes beyond "oh, she's just attractive." Read the info that was given and base your responses off that instead of your desire to be correct. Dudes approach girls they are attracted to. A dude who is friends with a girl doesn't mean he wants to or is actively trying to bang her, but if she initiated, he 100% always will be down. Those are the sovereign laws. The last bit about being in a relationship, as long as you know that a dude is coming up to you, BC he is attracted to you. Do what you will. Let him down. Just be nice. Whatever. But those are the laws. No. Sometimes I talk to people just because I enjoy conversations with my fellow humans. I talk to old ladies sometimes, and I'm definitely not trying to sleep with them. If it's as part of a hobby group, or in some other situation where I might find people I share interests with and have reason to believe could be friends, I'll absolutely talk to a woman, even if I'm not romantically interested in her. Yes. That said, there are environments where the expectation, if you talk to someone, is that you're into them. And in those cases I'd be unlikely to strike up a conversation, unless that were the case. Yes and no. As a general rule, there are two kinds of friendships. I'm going to call them the male kind and the female kind. Male friendships tend to be based around a specific shared activity. Men tend to communicate with their friends to accomplish a shared goal. Even if the goal is stupid and minor, they generally only talk about the activity. Any communication that happens about non-activity topics tends to just be incidental. Male type friendships are based on communication about doing activities. Female friendships tend to be communicating for the sake of communication. You chat with friends to find out about what's going on in their lives. Communication for the sake of communication is what builds female type friendships and bonds those kinds of friends closer together over time. Male types bond over doing. Female types bond over communicating. Now both genders can have both types of friends. But as a general rule women have more female type and men have more male type. The thing where wires can get crossed is that most men have one important female type friendship in their lives and that's their romantic partner. So what happens is that a woman, such as yourself, finds a man who she wants to be friends with. She attempts to create a female type friendship with him. Because to her this is what friendship looks like. To him, though, this is not what friendships look like. This is what relationships look like. His other guy friends all bond over shared activities and there you are chatting for the sake of chatting, so to him, this is a romance relationship. This can also happen in the inverse. He's approaching you with chatting for the sake of chatting, and to him this is obviously a I'm hitting on this girl interaction, but to you, it feels just like him being friendly. Now your friend is wrong, in that this is not a every single time kind of rule. It's more of the majority of the time kind of rule. Men don't approach men to talk, ask them questions, and keep the conversation going in hopes of making a friend. I've literally never, not once, had a man approach me like that to be friends. Every single male friend I've ever made is done through some kind of activity, a amateur soccer team, a D&D group, through work, through a school project, etc. We work on a thing together, then become friends through that. The best reply, thanks for this succinct articulation, helped cleared up a question I had on my mind with regards to a guy I recently met. Generally, the more attractive you are the more this is true. I don't think there is any surefire way of knowing. Know what? I talk to all kinds of people. I'm a friendly person and will talk to people if there is a reason to talk them. However, the only time I truly go out of my way to talk to someone outside of work and with no real reason is if I'm attracted. Yes. I'm old and can't speak for young men today, but even when I was younger I talked to and be nice with almost anyone. Pretty sad way to live your life if you only talk to women you find attractive. Completely depends on context. If a guy approaches you and talks to you at a bar, the intentions are fairly obvious compared to say someone, no idea how old you are, so I'm using college as an example, approaches you and talks to you after a college class. That it's a bit less clear. Could be romantic intentions or just interested in talking to you. Now to comment on what your friend said. I don't think it's a one size fits all type of thing. But I think, if you had to say whether or not there was any type of attraction towards a guy's female friends, I would hedge my bets and say it is more than 50/50. I think generally you tend to be friends that you have commonality with, and I think that lends itself to attraction to a degree. But I think it would be unreasonable to say that guys are only friends with girls because they are attracted to them. I think it is more reasonable to say that attraction can become a byproduct of that friendship. I like the way you said this out. Well thought. Closed bracket. It's the same with the question, do you believe men can be platonic friends with women? When someone gives you an answer, they are talking more about themselves than everybody else. And each one has their own answer. It's the kind of thing that changes on the individual basis. And the answer depends on if any of their hot friends are nearby. As everyone else has pointed out, there is quite a bit of nuance here. That being said, consider this. I'm sure you've heard people complaining that men think every woman that smiles at them is flirting, including cashiers, waitresses, etc. The reason so many men perceive that as flirting is that is exactly what those men would mean if the situation were reversed. In other words, it is really common to run into men who are only overly pleasant and smiley, i.e. friendly, to women they are interested in. So they immediately assume that women being friendly to them means the same thing. It's not that every guy being friendly and engaging is trying to or hoping to get with their women friends, but a non-insignificant number absolutely are. With men, YMMV, I will happily, and I have. Going back to high school, I'm 58 now, so it's a long-term trend. Happily spend an evening chatting with a girl without any intention or interest in going home with her or dating her. I just like talking to people and have a natural curiosity with the folks around me. When I was younger, I often didn't actually act out on this, mostly because of this misperception and because I didn't want to come across as a creep. I really am just curious about people. But if I did approach you at a party and start talking, it's because I just want to talk.